What if I told you that the biggest enemy in your life is not the people who doubted you, not the failures you face, not the struggles you survive, but the voice inside your own mind telling you to quit? Think about that for a second. Every single day there is a war happening inside you, a war between the version of yourself that wants comfort and the version of yourself that wants greatness. One side says sleep longer, stay afraid, play it safe, give up. The other side says fight harder, dream bigger, become more. And the scary part is this: whichever side wins that battle will control your future. Most people never become who they were meant to be because they surrendered too early. They let fear control them. They let pain break them. They let excuses slowly destroy their potential while they watch their dreams fade away day after day. And the worst part, they don't even realize it's happening. There are people right now walking around alive physically but dead mentally. They stopped believing in themselves years ago. They smile in public but secretly feel lost inside. They wake up every morning repeating the same routine, the same excuses, the same fears, until one day then they realize life passed them by and they never truly lived. But something tells me you are different. You clicked on this video because deep inside you, there is still a fire burning. Maybe life hurt you. Maybe people underestimated you. Maybe you failed more times than you can count. Maybe you are tired of feeling stuck, tired of doubting yourself, tired of starting over. But if you are still here listening to these words, then a part of you still believes you were meant for more. And you were. Listen carefully. Champions are not born special. They are created through pressure, through pain, through struggle. The strongest people you admire today were once broken, afraid, rejected, and uncertain too. The difference is they refuse to let those moments define them. This video is not just motivation. This is a wake-up call. Because the truth is, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody can fight your battles for you. Nobody can force you to become great. At some point, you must decide that your dreams matter more than your excuses. At some point, you must look in the mirror and ask yourself a painful question. How much longer am I going to keep living below my potential? That question, evaluating, changes everything. Imagine what your life could become if you stopped doubting yourself. Imagine the person you could become if you trained your mind to stop quitting every time life became difficult. Imagine the power of becoming disciplined, focused, relentless, unstoppable. Because once a person develops a true champion mindset, fear loses its control. Excuses lose their power. Pain becomes fuel. Failure becomes a lesson. And average becomes unacceptable. So I need you to stay with me until the end of this video. Because what you are about to hear may challenge you, may expose you, may even make you uncomfortable. But it might also awaken the strongest version of yourself that has been buried under fear for far too long. Discipline is the foundation of every great life ever built. Not motivation, not talent, not luck. Discipline. Because motivation is temporary. Motivation comes and goes like the weather. Some days you feel unstoppable, and other days you feel tired, frustrated, and empty. But discipline does not care about feelings. Discipline shows up whether you feel good or bad. Discipline keeps moving when emotions try to stop you. And that is why discipline will always defeat excuses. Most people lose their dreams because they wait until they feel ready. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for energy, support, confidence, or approval. But champions understand something powerful. If you only work when you feel motivated, you will never become great. Greatness belongs to people who can operate under pressure, under pain, under stress, and even under doubt. Every morning you wake up, there is a battle happening inside your mind. One voice says, sleep a little longer. Another voice says, get up and chase your purpose. One voice says, you can do it tomorrow. Another voice says, tomorrow is not promised. And the direction of your life depends on which voice you obey consistently. Excuses are dangerous because they sound reasonable. That is why so many people fall into their trap. I'm tired. I don't have enough time. I'll start next week. I'm going through a lot right now. The truth is, everybody is going through something. Everybody has pain. Everybody has obstacles. But champions make a decision that no matter what happens, they will keep moving forward. Discipline is not about being perfect. It is about being committed. There will be days when you struggle, days when your energy is low, days when life hits you hard. But discipline says, I will still do what needs to be done, even if it's not perfect, even if progress is slow, even if nobody notices. Because disciplined people understand that small actions repeated daily create massive results over time. Look at the strongest people in the world, the successful athletes, the leaders, the entrepreneurs, the people who transform their lives. What separates them is not superhuman talent. It is their ability to stay consistent long after everyone else quits. They learn how to master themselves. They stop negotiating with excuses. Excuses will destroy your future quietly. They do not attack loudly. They whisper. They tell you to relax when you should work. They tell you to quit when things become difficult. They convince you that comfort is more important than growth. And before you know it, years pass by and your potential remains untouched. You cannot become powerful while living a comfortable life all the time. Growth requires discomfort. Discipline requires sacrifice. There will be moments when you have to choose between entertainment and improvement, between sleep and preparation, between comfort and purpose. Champions make those hard choices repeatedly, and that is why they rise above average people. A disciplined person understands that every action matters. Every workout matters. Every hour matters. Every decision matters. Success is not one giant moment. It is a collection of small choices made correctly over and over again. The problem is that many people underestimate small habits. They think one missed day does not matter, but one day becomes two. Two becomes a week becomes a year, and eventually they wake up filled with regret. Discipline protects you from becoming weak-minded because life will test you constantly. There will always be distractions. There will always be distractions. There will always be people who doubt you. There will always be setbacks. But when you build discipline, you develop mental toughness. You train yourself to stay focused no matter what chaos surrounds you. The hardest thing about discipline is that nobody can force it on you forever. At some point, you must decide for yourself what kind of person you want to become. Do you want to be controlled by your feelings? S. Or do you want to control your future? Because the people who change their lives are not always the smartest people. They are the people who refuse to stop. A champion mindset means understanding that excuses change nothing. Complaining changes nothing. Wishing changes nothing. Action changes everything. You may not control every situation in life, but you always control your response. And your response determines your future. There are people right now with fewer opportunities than you succeeding because they develop discipline. They do not waste time blaming the world. They wake up and work. They fall and get back up. They stay committed even when nobody applauds them. That is the difference. Discipline also builds confidence, not fake confidence from talking, real confidence from proof. When you consistently keep promises to yourself, you begin to trust yourself. You stop doubting your abilities because you know you can rely on your work ethic. Every disciplined action sends a message to your mind that says, I am becoming stronger and understand this clearly. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts for years. Imagine looking back at your life, knowing you could have done more, become more, achieve more, but you allowed excuses to stop you. That pain is heavy. That pain stays with people forever. The world respects disciplined people because discipline is rare. Most people talk about dreams. Few people wake up early and sacrifice for them daily. Most people want success, but they do not want the process that creates success. They want results without effort, but life does not work that way. You must train yourself to move even when you do not feel like moving. That is where real transformation begins. Anybody can work hard once. Anybody can stay focused for one day. But can you stay committed for months, for years? Can you keep showing up when results are invisible? That is what separates champions from average people. Your future is being built right now through your daily habits. Every disciplined choice is shaping the person you are becoming. Every excuse is also shaping your future. One leads to strength. The other leads to regret. So stop waiting for motivation to save you. Stop waiting for easy conditions. Stop waiting for life to become perfect. Make the decision to become disciplined now. Wake up with purpose. See, move with urgency. Stay committed when it gets difficult. Because in the end, discipline will take you places excuses never could. Pain is something every human being tries to avoid. Nobody wakes up asking for struggle. Nobody prays for heartbreak, failure, rejection, disappointment, or loss. But the truth about greatness is this: every champion has a relationship with pain. Not because they enjoy suffering, but because they understand that pain can either destroy you or develop you. The difference depends on your mindset. Most people run from pain the moment life gets difficult. They quit when pressure arrives. They give up when things stop being easy. But champions do something different. They use pain as fuel. They take every setback, every insult, every failure, and turn it into power. That is why pain builds strength in people who refuse to surrender. Some of the strongest people you will ever meet were created in difficult seasons. They were not built during comfort. They were not built when everything was going smoothly. They were built during lonely nights, painful losses, broken moments, and silent battles nobody knew about. Pain forced them to grow. Pain forced them to discover strength they never knew they had. Life has a way of testing everybody. At some point, you will face disappointment. You will face disappointment. You will fail at something important. People you trusted may betray you. Opportunities may disappear. You may feel exhausted from fighting battles nobody understands. And in those moments, you will have two choices. You can allow pain to make you bitter, or you can allow pain to make you stronger. A champion mindset understands that pain is temporary, but growth lasts forever. Every difficult season teaches something valuable. Failure teaches humility. Rejection teaches resilience. Struggle teaches patience. Loss teaches appreciation. Pain has lessons hidden inside it, but most people are too busy complaining to learn from it. You cannot grow mentally if everything in your life is easy. Think about muscles in the gym. They only grow when resistance is applied. The struggle is what creates strength. The same is true for your mind, your character, and your spirit. Pressure creates power when you refuse to break. Some people are waiting for life to become easy before they chase greatness. That day will never come. Challenges are part of the journey. Obstetric. Eclas are part of the process. Every level of success comes with another level of difficulty. Champions do not ask for an easier life. They become stronger people. Pain also reveals your true character. When everything is comfortable, anybody can smile. Anybody can act confident when there is no pressure. But pain exposes what is really inside you. It shows your patience, your discipline, your courage, your faith, your ability to keep going when nobody is cheering for you. There are moments in life where you will feel completely alone. Moments when your hard work seems unnoticed. Moments when you question yourself. Moments when quitting feels easier than continuing. And those are the moments that define your future. Because every champion reaches a point where they must decide whether the pain will stop them or shape them. Many people never become who they were meant to be because they allow one failure to define their entire life. They lose once and believe they are losers. They get rejected once and believe they are not worthy. They experience pain once and decide never to try again. But champions understand that failure is not final unless you quit. Look at the people who win. Inspire the world. Athletes, leaders, creators, entrepreneurs, fighters, their stories are filled with struggle. Before the victory came rejection. Before the applause came sacrifice. Before success came pain. Nobody sees the nights they cried, the moments they doubted themselves, or the times they almost gave up. But those painful moments built the strength the world admires. Pain can become your greatest teacher if you stop resisting it. Every difficult experience contains wisdom. Sometimes life breaks your plan so it can build your purpose. Sometimes the failure you hate today becomes the reason you succeed tomorrow. But you must survive the hard season long enough to see the lesson. One of the most dangerous things a person can do is waste their pain. If you suffer, let it build something inside you. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it deepen your discipline. Let it increase your hunger. Do not go through struggle and come out weaker. Come out wiser. Come out stronger. Champions learn how to control their emotions during painful moments. They do not allow temporary feelings to create permanent decisions. They understand that emotions change, but purpose remains. So even when they feel tired, they continue. Even when they feel hurt, they keep moving forward. That is mental toughness. Pain also creates empathy and depth. People who have suffered deeply often develop greater understanding for others. They become stronger emotionally because they know what it feels like to struggle. They become more grateful because they know what it feels like to lose. Pain humbles people, but it also matures them. The strongest version of yourself is hidden inside the struggles you are trying to avoid. Read that carefully. The confidence you want, the discipline you want, the wisdom you want, the resilience you want, all of it is developed through difficult experiences. There is no shortcut around growth. Sometimes pain will make you feel like life is unfair. You may wonder why you are facing so many battles while others seem comfortable. But never forget this. Difficult roads often lead to powerful destinations. The struggle is preparing you for something bigger than you can currently see. A champion does not focus only on what they lost. They focus on what they are becoming through the process. Because pain changes people. It either creates fear or creates strength. And the choice belongs to you. You must stop seeing pain as proof that you should quit. Sometimes pain is proof that you are growing. Every challenge you survive increases your endurance. Every setback you overcome increases your confidence. Every storm you survive reminds you that you are stronger than you once believed. The world is full of people who gave up too early. People who are one step away from transformation, but allowed pain to defeat them. Do not become one of those people. Keep fighting. Keep believing. Keep growing through the struggle. One day you will look back at the painful moments that almost broke you and realize they were building the strongest version of yourself. The rejection made you tougher. The failure made you wiser. The heartbreak made you deeper. The struggle made you disciplined. And when you finally rise, people will only see the success. They will not understand the sacrifices, the tears, the sleepless nights, and the battles behind your strength. But you will know that your pain did not destroy you. It built you into a champion. Before any championship is won in real life, it is first won in the mind. Before a person changes their body, builds success, creates impact, or reaches greatness, they must first believe they are capable of it. That is why mental strength creates victory. The strongest weapon any champion possesses is not physical power, talent, or resources. It is the mind. Your mind controls everything. The way you think affects the way you act. The way you act affects the results you create. If your mind is weak, your actions will become weak. If your mind is filled with fear, doubt, and negativity, you will hesitate every time opportunity appears. But when your mind becomes disciplined, focused, and confident, you begin to move differently. You stop shrinking under pressure. You stop running from challenges. You start believing that no matter what happens, you can overcome it. Most people lose long before the battle even begins because they already convinced themselves they cannot win. They speak failure over their lives every day. I'm not good enough, I can't do this. People like me never succeed. They destroy their own future with the words they repeat in their minds. Champions understand that the conversation happening inside your head matters. If you do not control your thoughts will control you. Mental strength is built through struggle. Nobody is born mentally tough. Toughness is developed when life becomes difficult and you choose to keep going anyway. Every challenge you survive increases your resilience. Every painful experience teaches you endurance. Every setback gives you an opportunity to grow stronger mentally. The problem is that many people break under pressure because they never train their minds for difficult moments. A weak mind looks for escape when things get hard. A strong mind looks for solutions. That is the difference. When problems appear, average people panic. Champions focus. They understand that stress, fear, and pressure are part of life, but they refuse to allow emotions to control their decisions. Confidence is also a product of mental strength. Real confidence does not come from pretending to be fearless. Real confidence comes from preparation, discipline, and repeated effort. When you consistently push yourself beyond your comfort zone, you begin to trust yourself. You stop depending on approval from other people because you know what you are capable of. Many people wait for confidence before they take act. But confidence is built through action. Every time you face fear instead of avoiding it, your mind becomes stronger. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your self-belief grows. Champions understand that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward despite fear. Your environment also affects your mentality. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, doubt, gossip, and excuses, your thinking becomes poison. The people around you influence your mindset more than you realize. Champions protect their minds carefully. They feed themselves with growth, discipline, learning, and purpose. They understand that what enters the mind eventually shapes behavior. Mental strength means staying focused even when distractions surround you. We live in a world full of noise, social media distractions, opinions from people who never chase greatness themselves, constant comparison, constant negativity. It is easy to lose focus, but champions develop the ability to stay locked in on their purpose no matter what chaos exists around them. One of the biggest battles you will ever fight is the battle against self-doubt. There will be moments when you question yourself, moments when failure makes you feel weak, moments when life becomes so heavy you wonder if you can continue. But mentally strong people do not allow temporary emotions to create permanent decisions. They understand that feelings change, pain changes, circumstances change, but purpose must remain. The mind can either become your greatest weapon or your greatest prison. If you constantly focus on fear, problems, and negativity, your life begins to shrink. But if you train your mind to focus on growth, opportunity, and solutions, your life expands. Champions master their thoughts because they know victory begins internally. Mental toughness also means learning how to stay calm under pressure. Anybody can stay positive when life is easy. But can you remain focused when everything goes wrong? Can you stay disciplined when nobody supports you? Can you continue believing in yourself after failure? That is where true strength is revealed. Every champion in history faced moments where quitting seemed easier. Athletes have played through pain. Leaders have faced criticism. Successful people have experienced rejection. But what separated them from everyone else was their refusal to surrender mentally. They trained themselves to endure discomfort longer than average people. A powerful mindset does not happen accidentally. It requires daily work. You must guard your thoughts daily. You must challenge negative thinking daily. You must replace excuses with action daily. Just like muscles are trained in the gym, the mind is trained through discipline and repetition. Fear destroys many dreams before they even begin. Fear of failure, fear of embarrassment, fear of rejection, fear of judgment. But fear is natural. Even champions feel fear. The difference is that they do not allow fear to control their future. They move forward anyway. They understand that growth lives on the other side of discomfort. Mental strength also requires patience. Many people quit because results take time. They expect instant success, instant change, instant victory, but champions trust the process. They continue working even when progress is invisible. They understand that consistency eventually creates results. There will always be critics in life. People who tell you that your dreams are impossible. People who laugh at your ambition. People who project their limitations onto you. A K mind absorbs negativity and becomes discouraged. A strong mind uses criticism as motivation. Your thoughts become habits. Your habits become actions. Your actions become your life. That is why controlling your mentality is so important. Every great transformation begins with changing the way you think. Mental strength is also about responsibility. Champions stop blaming everyone else for their situation. They stop wasting time complaining. They focus on what they can control. Their attitude, their effort, their discipline, their mindset, because they understand that personal responsibility creates personal power. The strongest people are not always the loudest people. Sometimes the mentally strongest person is the one silently fighting battles nobody knows about while still refusing to give up. Strength is continuing despite pain. Strength is believing despite setbacks. Strength is standing tall even after life tries to break you. Victory is never only physical. Long before success appears externally, it is created internally. A person who masters their mind becomes dangerous because they stop being controlled by fear, laziness, excuses, or pressure. They develop resilience, focus, confidence, discipline. And once your mind becomes strong, obstacles stop looking like walls and start looking like challenges to overcome. Failure stops looking permanent. Pain stops looking unbearable. Fear stops controlling your decisions. That is why mental strength creates victory. Because when your mind becomes unbreakable, your actions become unstoppable. And an unstoppable person eventually reaches places that weak thinking could never imagine. Consistency is one of the most powerful forces in the world, yet it is also one of the rarest. Everybody gets excited in the beginning. Everybody feels motivated for a moment. Anybody can work hard for one day, 1 week, or even 1 month. But champions separate themselves from average people because they keep going long after the excitement disappears. They understand that greatness is not created by occasional effort. It is created by consistent effort repeated every single day. Most people overestimate what they can do in one day and underestimate what they can accomplish in years of discipline. They chase quick success, instant rewards, and overnight transformation. But real success does not happen overnight. Real success, SS is slow. It is built quietly. It grows through small actions that seem insignificant in the moment, but become life-changing over time. A champion mindset understands that consistency matters more than intensity. You do not have to be perfect every day. You do not have to make giant moves every single moment, but you must keep moving forward. Even slow progress is still progress is still progress. The key is refusing to stop. Think about how powerful small habits become over time. One workout may not change your body. One book may not change your life. One disciplined day may not create success immediately. But when you repeat those actions daily, something incredible happens. You begin transforming little by little until one day people look at you and wonder how you became so strong, so successful, so focused. What they do not realize is that your success was not built in one moment. It was built through consistency. The problem is that many people quit before results appear. They become frustrated because growth is invisible in the beginning. They expect immediate rewards for small effort. But champions trust the process even when they cannot see progress. They understand that seeds grow underground, our ground before they ever break through the surface. Just because results are invisible does not mean nothing is happening. Consistency requires discipline because there will be days when you do not feel motivated, days when you feel tired, days when distractions seem stronger than your goals. That is where most people fall apart. They depend on emotion instead of commitment. But champions understand that feelings change daily. Purpose must remain stronger than feelings. A consistent person develops trust in themselves. Every time you show up for your goals, even when it is difficult, you strengthen your character. You prove to yourself that you can be relied upon. That confidence becomes powerful because it is built on action, not empty words. Many people talk about dreams, but few people build routines that match those dreams. You cannot say you want greatness while living with inconsistency. Your habits reveal your priorities. What you repeatedly do shapes your future more than what you occasionally do. Consistency is what transforms ordinary people into extraordinary individuals. Talent alone is not enough. There are talented people who wasted their gifts because they lacked discipline. There are intelligent people who fail because they lack consistency. But a person with average talent and relentless consistency will often outperform people with natural ability. Champions understand that success is earned daily. They do not wait until conditions are perfect. They work with what they have. They stay committed when life becomes difficult. They continue even when nobody is watching. That is why consistency creates greatness, because it builds endurance, character, skill, and momentum over time. One of the hardest parts about consistency is continuing when nobody applauds you. In the beginning, the work feels lonely. There may be no recognition, no visible rewards, no support. But champions are willing to endure the silent seasons because they know every small effort is building something bigger. There will always be distractions trying to pull you away from your purpose. Comfort will tempt you. Laziness will tempt you. Excuses will tempt you. But consistency requires focus. It requires the ability to say no to temporary pleasure so you can say yes to long-term success. A champion mindset also understands that setbacks are part of the journey. Company. And consistency does not mean you never struggle. It does not mean you never fail. It means you refuse to quit after failure. Too many people stop completely because they made one mistake or experienced one bad season. Champions get back up quickly. They do not allow temporary setbacks to destroy permanent goals. The strongest people in life are not always the fastest people. Often they are simply the people who stayed committed the longest. While others gave up, they kept working. While others became distracted, they stayed focused. While others looked for shortcuts, they trusted the process. Consistency creates momentum. Every disciplined action makes the next action easier. Every small victory strengthens your mindset. Over time, discipline becomes part of your identity. You stop seeing hard work as punishment and start seeing it as part of who you are. Many people fail because they constantly start and stop. They become inspired for a few days, then disappear. They chase motivation instead of building habits, but motivation is unreliable. Consistency is what creates lasting transformation. The truth is that your future is hidden inside your daily routine. If you want to know where your life is heading, look at your habits. Look at what you repeatedly do every day. Because success is not an accident. Failure is not an accident either. Both are usually the result of repeated behaviors over time. Consistency also builds mental toughness. Every day you choose discipline over excuses, your mind becomes stronger. You begin developing resilience. You become less controlled by emotions and more controlled by purpose. That is the mindset of a champion. People often admire success without understanding the repetition behind it. They see the victory, but not the years of effort. They see the confidence, but not the countless moments of discipline. They see the achievement, but not the sacrifices made in silence. There will be times when you feel like giving up because progress feels slow. But remember this, slow progress is still progress is still progress. A person taking small steps daily will eventually pass the person who never started. Never underestimate the power of staying committed. Champions know that every day matters. Every decision matters. Every action matters. They do not wait for massive opportunities to appear because they understand that greatness is created through small, consistent actions repeated over time. If you truly want to change your life, stop searching for quick fixes. Stop looking for shortcuts. Focus on becoming consistent. Focus on building habits that move you closer to your goals daily. Even when it feels boring, even when results are delayed, even when nobody notices. Because one day all those small efforts will compound into something powerful. One day the discipline will pay off. One day the sacrifices will make sense. One day the person you are becoming will thank you for refusing to quit. And when that day comes, people will call you talented, lucky, or gifted. But you will know the truth. Your success was not created by one moment of greatness. It was created by consistency, by showing up again and again when most people would have stopped. Before this video ends, I need you to understand something deeply. Your life can change. Not next year, not someday. It can start changing the moment you decide that excuses will no longer control you. Because the difference between people who stay average and people who become unforgettable is not luck. It is mindset. It is discipline. It is the decision to keep fighting when life gets hard. Right now, somewhere in the world, somebody is waking up with less than you and still refusing to quit. Somebody is facing pain and still chasing greatness. Somebody is doubted, rejected, exhausted, and still moving forward. So the question is not whether success is possible. The question is whether you are willing to become the person capable of achieving it. A champion mindset is not about being perfect. It is about refusing to stay down. It is about getting back up every single time life knocks you down. It is about believing in your future even when your present looks painful. It is about waking up every day with fire in your heart and purpose in your soul. There will be moments when nobody believes in you. Moments when progress feels slow. Moments when your mind tells you to quit. But those moments are not there to destroy you. They are there to reveal who you truly are. Because every champion faces pressure. Every champion faces fear. Every champion faces pain. But they keep going. And maybe today you feel tired. Maybe life has hit you harder than people know. Maybe you have failed before. Maybe you are carrying disappointment, fear, or self-doubt. But listen, carefully, your story is not over. As long as you are breathing, you still have another chance to rise. Do not let temporary struggles convince you to give up on permanent dreams. Do not let fear talk you out of your purpose. There is still greatness inside you waiting to be unleashed. There is still another level inside you that pain has not destroyed. Years from now, you will either look back with pride because you fought for your dreams or with regret because fear stopped you from trying. And regret is a heavy burden to carry. So make the decision now. Decide that your pain will build you, not break you. Decide that your discipline will become stronger than your excuses. Decide that your consistency will outlast every obstacle standing in your way. Because champions are not born when life is easy. Champions are created in dark moments, in struggle, in sacrifice, in pressure. And if you can survive the hard seasons without giving up, you will become stronger than you ever imagined. So when this video ends, do not just feel inspired for a few minutes and then return to old habits. Take action. Move differently. Think differently. Live differently. Become obsessed with growth. Become committed to your purpose. Become the kind of person who refuses to stop no matter how difficult the road becomes. And one day, when success finally arrives, people will see the victory. But only you will know the battles, the sacrifices, the tears, and the discipline that created it. That is the mindset of a champion.